the explanation of supplementary reader, second chapter, The Adventures of Toto. The author of this particular story is Ruskin Bond. Majority we have seen Ruskin Bond's writing about the feelings of the human nature and the connectivity with various things around him. In this particular chapter, he has highlighted the connectivity of a human being with his pets. Most of you must be having pets. Dog must be the most common pet at home. It is an animal which gives you love unconditionally. It has no greed in its mind, no plottings, nothing to be very proud about, very humble, playful, joyful. When you have a pet around, you have all sorts of emotions. When you're sad, it will care for you. When you are happy, it will play with you. So many emotions involved over here. Let's see. But we have a rare kind of pet. What we're talking about, this word Toto, the name Toto is actually a pet monkey. Now, who keeps a monkey as a pet? Then if you have a monkey as a pet, you will have again a different experience. The explanation will be given in 2 parts. Let's begin. Have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet? Toto is a baby monkey. Let's find out whether he is mischievous or docile. Now, the word docile over here means easy to control. Monkeys are born mischievous. They born mischievous. You can see, if you have noticed monkeys, they don't stay stable. They move from one branch to the other. They swing their arms and catch hold of the other branch, and they're off. And when teased, they can attack you. They are playful. They keep playing with each other. Let's see what happens in this particular story. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. Now this grandfather, the old man, was very fond of animals, especially those animals who he thought are being not taken care of in a good way. So Tonga, you know what's a Tonga? It's a cart pulled by horses. So he bought from him. Why? Because the Tonga driver used to tie him to a feeding trough. What's a feeding trough? If you've seen in front of animals like cows and buffaloes, that kind of a shape and fodder is put inside this. This is a feeding trough. So he used to tie the animal ruthlessly over there. Grandfather had a private zoo as well. Toto was a pretty monkey. His eyes bright sparkled with mischief beneath deep-set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. Teeth were very white in color. Though, he would smile for a reason, but it would be good enough a reason to scare the ladies around. But his hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. Obviously, he used to be tied to that trough over there, and he used to be exposed to the sun, so he had wrinkled hands. Moreover, monkeys do have wrinkled hands. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked, and his tail, while adding to his good looks, grandfather believed a tail would add to anyone's good looks, also served as a third hand. A tail for a monkey is very useful to cling on to the branches for its equilibrium to be maintained. That's why the grandfather is saying that it was his third hand, and moreover the grandfather was of the opinion if some animal had a tail, it adds on to its beauty. Now his fingers were quick and wicked. Wicked means evil. Why quick and wicked? Because he could do a lot of mischief with them. He could use it to hang from a branch, and it was capable of scooping up any delicacy that might be out of reach of his hands. So because of the tail and the fingers, he had the capacity to grab on to any edible item, delicious edible item, and vanish from there. Grandmother always fussed when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. It is not necessary that if you have a passion for something, the co-partner also will have a passion for the same thing. So every time the grandfather would bring an animal back home, grandmother would fuss. She would make faces. She would make a hue and cry out of it. So it was decided that Toto's present should be kept a secret from her until she was in particularly good mood. So they were waiting for her to be in good mood to disclose the secret in front of her that we have brought a monkey also as a pet. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall, where he was tied securely, or so we thought, to a peg fastened into the wall. Now, grandfather and I over here is the narrator, as Ruskin Bond, we know the person who written the prose. He was put away in the closet, the animal, to hide from the grandmother. Closet is a small cupboard, and there was the closet opening into the bedroom of the author, where he had been tied very securely so that he couldn't loosen the grip of the thread and the rope and move around freely. Now, what's a peg? Peg is nothing but a hook on which you hang your coats. Now we have a metallic steel one or an aluminium one, usually at the back of our doors where we hang it, right? So a single hook was called a peg. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster. So you had wallpapers then. Now also people abroad use wallpapers. We don't use, we paint our walls. So they had nicely decorated the walls, like adding on the wallpaper to them, but the entire wallpaper now was in shreds. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket. Now the hook was pulled very vigorously and had come off from the wall. And my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. Blazer also gone now, had been torn into pieces. I wondered what grandmother would say, but grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. It's a monkey. By nature, if you see what's a monkey's nature, grandfather had a lot of experience because of his animals in the zoo, in his so-called private zoo. He knew that this was normal. He's clever, said grandfather. Given time, I'm sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. Now it's a small monkey. It isn't a huge grown-up one that it can escape by jumping out of the window. So he gives a comment, he passes a comment saying that it's a clever monkey. If given a chance, it could have made a rope out of your blazer, the torn one, and easily quit. He would have gone out of the window, escaped. His presence in the house still a secret, Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters, where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together. Very sociably means a variety. If you have a kind of animals, then it's okay. You can live along. But if you have different kinds of animals living in the same cage, then you have to adjust. So that's called sociably living. Which animals are we talking about? A tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel. That means it was not wild, it was domesticated. And for a while, my pet goat. See the variety of animals what they have. But the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. So grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along. Monkey mean monkey, he wouldn't allow. You would see that sometimes he would pull the tail of somebody or go and scratch somebody. So he was up to his own mischief. I Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards. So the author wasn't taken along for some reason, but the description of the trip was given to him very nicely after he had returned. A big black canvas kit bag. Now it's huge. It's a quite a spacious kit bag in which you can keep your things. Canvas is the material with what it is made. Was provided for Toto. Now Toto was to be carried along, so that bag was taken for Toto. This with some straw at the bottom. Straw was laid at the bottom so that the monkey could sit happily on it. Became his new abode. Abode is home. So that was his temporary abode, but new for him. When the bag was closed, there was no escape. Toto could not get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. So the grandfather had thought of every detailing so that this monkey cannot create any mischief while he was traveling. So he took the canvas back very brainy. He was very brainy to take that particular decision to carry him in the canvas bag. His efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air, an exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. Now imagine if a bag is closed and suddenly the bag starts rolling and suddenly the bag starts hopping on its own. Definitely you and I also would have a glance at it at least to see, boss, what is this? How is this happening? Why are bags dancing in the air over there? Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur, but while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Now grin is a smile. All the time till he reached Saharanpur, he was okay. But as he reached the station, turnstile, dear, is a gate. It's a very interesting gate. You and I also have a lot of fun while we move through this gate. So it's a circular kind of a gate where one human being at a time can pass. It has usually two rods crossing each other, cutting each other diagonally. And if one human passes, that human pushes this part, then this gets revolved. And then when the revolution takes place, then when you move out, then only the second person can come in. So when he was at the turnstile, he suddenly popped his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a grin, a smile. The poor man was taken aback, but with great presence of mind and much to the grandfather's annoyance, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You'll have to pay for it accordingly." Now here pay for can mean anything, either money, because if you carry a pet, most of us don't know, if you have to carry a pet on the train, you have to pay for them a normal ticket or more than that also. So you can take your pets along in the train, but you'll have to pay for them. And there is a separate cabin which is given to you if you have a pet to take along. So pay for it can be you have to either take the punishment for it, or he's asking him to demanding of the money. In vain did grandfather take Toto out of the bag. In vain did he try to prove that a monkey did not qualify as a dog or even as a quadruped. Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his fare. So he had to give away 3 rupees for Toto. Toto was a monkey. Quadruped is an animal, any animal with 4 limbs, 4 legs. He didn't qualify as a dog, nor did he qualify as a quadruped. Quadruped walks on all the 4 limbs. But this one, usually monkeys sit on, they almost half humans, like we say, they use their 4 limbs as hands and the hind limbs as legs. I would say not majoritively, they use their 4 limbs only to walk from one place to the majoritively they're jumping from one corner to the other. Though he wanted to argue with the ticket collector, the grandfather, but were all in vain, had no effect on him. So he was charged 3 rupees. Then grandfather, just to get his own back, took from his pocket a pet tortoise and said, What must I pay for this? Since you charge for all animals, he got very angry, took a tortoise and said, what should I pay for this? The ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise, prodded it with his forefinger. Prodded is pushing, like he was giving a push to the shell of the tortoise. Gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look and said, no charge, it is not a dog. So here he says, I'm not going to charge for a tortoise because it's not a dog. I don't know what category did he categorize the monkey to be a dog. Let's go with the further explanation in my next lecture. Thank you.